Hi gorgeous, I'm Dr. Saida and today we're going to talk about menopause. As you may have known, I've recently done a Redefining Feminine Power free training, and in that training there are a lot of women with menopause questions. There's a lot of them on here. So I want to kind of bring them all into one place and offer that to you because I think it's important that we talk about this. It's important for young women to hear this, and it's important for women who are moving through menopause to hear this. It's just important information that we, by not sharing it, keep women disempowered. And so this is about you feeling comfortable in your own skin, feeling powerful, and enjoying being a woman. There's transitions throughout the whole journey of womanhood. And we don't need to be afraid of those transitions, but those transitions can be challenging at times. And what those challenges are doing is inviting us into recreating a new relationship with ourselves and with life. So there's three main questions that I want to address here. The first one is having a hard time with the body changes, like weight gain and not feeling sexy, and the need to redefine pleasure. The other is how to be more juicy and succulent during menopause. And the other is experiencing menopause in the most feminine way. And so these are all fantastic questions. And they're around the new sexy. It's around the new description or definition of what it means to be a woman coming into her full feminine power in this stage of life. And what does that look like? So let's first look at the model, what we've been given as a model, which is not useful. We've been given the model that women are not sexually viable once their fertility is over, that somehow they're no longer viable females, which is complete BS. I think even in the whales, there's the matriarchs that are incredibly essential to the survival of the pod, are no longer fertile. They can't have babies. They don't die off. They don't get killed off. They remain, and they remain an essential part of the pod. And so even though women no longer are fertile, it doesn't mean that they're not a very important and viable part of society and communities and families. The problem is that feminine identity resides around youthfulness, sexiness, and attractiveness in a very specific and narrow standard. So what we need is an act of rebellion. What we need is redefinition. What we need is women just like you sitting back and genuinely contemplating what's true for you. And not what's true for you, like are you living your life according to everyone else's ideals and standards, or are you genuinely living your life right now according to what lights you up and what's important to you? So I just wanted to point that out. So first question around not feeling sexy with weight gain and having to redefine pleasure. How could you feel sexy? Like, what does allow for the feeling of sexiness, and what does that mean? What does sexiness mean? It means a deep sense of aliveness. It means a turn on, switched onness. So what do you require to feel that? Is it purely being slender, or is there more to your turn on than just the physical shape of your body? Now, I totally understand. When I, in times of my life, have had more weight on my body, I feel like a sense of lethargy and heaviness associated with that. And so there is a kind of healthy, right weight for each of us, but it's not meant to be determined by other people's standards. It's meant to be determined by, do you have energy? Can you move? Do you feel good when you move? Are you able to activate your sensuality? What are you doing to do that? Because the more we make sensuality important and we activate that and we do the things that enhance that, the easier we're going to feel. But maybe you've spent your life relying on particular physical standards, and as those change, your identity is confronted. So it's a hard thing to confront, but it's very useful to confront it and to redefine it, because life isn't over. You are the most, living with you is, within you is the most powerful, potent, alive, full force of nature, your aliveness. And that does not require a certain age group or a certain lifestyle or a certain weight or a certain anything to be accessed and activated. It actually just requires a deep willingness to be in relationship with it. So that's number one. Okay, so then number two is how to be more succulent again during menopause. And number three is how to do it in a more feminine way. Well, what are the things that make you feel more enlivened and juicy? Maybe you need to discover some of that. Maybe you've spent your whole life not looking at that or not spending any time developing that. Maybe, and I know for some of you, painting, dancing, some kind of creative, artistic expression allows for succulence to emerge. But again, I'm going to bring our dialogue back to sensuality. How can you enhance all the ways in which you receive information, how you make sense of reality through your sensuality? How can you enhance it so that you feel expressed, and so that you feel free, and so that you feel enlivened by your moments? And then how to go through this with more feminine power, that's emerging. So what's cool about the power stage of life is that all the BS that you've kind of had most of your life, you're going to be confronted with. Actually, I think it starts kind of in the early 40s, to be honest, and then onwards as a preparation for that great transition. But so feminine power, what does that mean to you? And where does it reside? Contemplate it. And then do the things that you believe would enhance that. Is it telling the truth? Is it having clear boundaries? Is it making more time to relax? What is it? I don't have the particular answers for you. I can only point in the direction of it. Now, if you haven't watched Redefining Feminine Power, my free training, watch it, because it answers a lot of these questions. It's going to invite you to partake in a live training with me where I can actually support you to do this, where it becomes very real, and as they say, where the rubber meets the road, where it's no longer theory or concept, but something embodied. So I'll put the links to that in the description of this video. Feel free to check those things out and join me. I would love to support you. This is my life's work. It's my life's passion, and to hold you and to support you and to create opportunity for you to blossom fully into your succulent, sensual, delicious self, no matter what phase of life you're in. That's a massive yes for me. All right. Have a gorgeous day.